Welcome back to Breakfast Daily on City TV. And don't forget to send us a message. You can even send greetings, birthday messages. If you want to wish somebody, okay, you can do that. So the number is 0550-585832 and hashtag Breakfast Daily on social media. Now, let's say good morning to our parliamentary correspondent here at City. His name is Duke Mensa Upoku. Good morning, Duke.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Great. You've been busy. I mean, we're not talking about the big story from Parliament yesterday, but I know you've been very busy with that as well. But we will be dealing with something to do with the College of Education Non-Teaching Staff Association of Ghana. They have some grievances and they went on strike, but it looks like that strike has been suspended. Now, let's take a look at this. This was released yesterday with regard to that. So the Colleges of Education Non-Teaching Staff Association of Ghana, suspension of indefinite strike. There it is. You can read it on the screen. But essentially, they are putting their strike action on hold. Now, they say that they're going to be going into a meeting to further discuss what's going on with this. So our declaration of indefinite strike dated April 4th, 2022, and our appearance before the National Labour Commission on April 13th referred. And they go on to say that in accordance with the proceedings that ensued at the NLC, the decision reached and the directive issued by the NLC requires CENTSAG to call off their strike and to meet the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, or GTEC, and other interested parties to achieve the expected resolutions to matters that affected the strike. Okay, so we're going to talk with the representative from CENTSAG right now so he can give us some more information on exactly what is going on and what the latest is on this. So Frederick Yeboah is joining us. He's the president of CENTSAG. Good morning, Frederick.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on Breakfast Daily.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So, Frederick, we've seen the release from CENTSAG saying that, at least for now, your strike has been suspended. Now, we know that this is still pending discussions that you will have with the NLC. How optimistic are you that your grievances will be addressed?
Yeah, today when we met, they came out with demonstrating the processes that they have gone through to make sure that these five issues that we have put across will be resolved. But we said that sure we should see them today, and then we will mention.
Okay, Frederick, we're having a bit of trouble hearing you clearly. Could you speak up a bit, please?
Okay. Hello?
Yes. All right.
Can you hear me now?
It's a bit better.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Please repeat what you said.
Yes, I said that yesterday we met, and the message that it presented in the commission indicates that they have made some progress, and the way that we come and sit with them and then conclude on the issues. So currently we are at the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission to hear them, what they have for us.
Okay, and according to your statement, you are saying that you will resume your strike on Wednesday the 20th if the issues at stake remain unresolved. What are you hoping to achieve in this meeting? What exactly are the issues that you're hoping will be resolved such that next week we don't see you go on strike again?
Yes, the issues are one, to see that our French degree holders are placed at level 17 going forward, and migration arrests will be paid, and that will be included in the payment of generic allowances, and that this will fully implement the office hosting allowance for our members, and then not to pay the internal market premium arrears to our members.
Okay, so it has mainly to do with arrears, salaries, conditions of service, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand you don't have much time, and again, the line is not so clear, but we appreciate you touching base with us on this, and we do hope that your meetings are fruitful and that both parties can come to a mutual agreement such that the strike will not resume. Thank you, Frederick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Okay, so we'll talk more about this in a bit, but let's take a look at this report.
It's day 3 of the strike by the Colleges of Education Non-Teaching Staff Association, and this is the Accra campus. They are making some demands of government. They want their conditions bettered. We're finding out what exactly those demands are and what the engagement with government has been so far. Teaching activities are ongoing. It is the non-teaching staff that is on this strike. So you have the administration that is not working, you have the kitchen, you have the library, you have laborers not working. So that is the situation here. We'll be giving you a 360 of what is happening here on the campus of the Accra College of Education as the strike continues. It's day 3 and they have a meeting with the National Labour Commission. We'll also be giving you an update on the outcome of that meeting as well, and as to whether they will call off the strike or not. This is the City Newsroom and we are going around and telling you the impact of this strike by the non-teaching staff in some colleges of education, or all colleges of education. We are here at the administration block of the Accra College of Education and the doors are locked here. We would show you, move around and let you have a feel of what the actual situation on the ground is. But I'll be speaking to the local chairperson of the College of Education Non-Teaching Staff Association here at the Accra College of Education, and he will be giving me some more perspective and explain the reason for their strike. It's been day 3. How has your strike, I mean, how has it been for you? What was the mood here?
The mood here, as you can see, very quiet environment, with the exception of the students who management has been able to put in a strategic intervention to keep them going. You have not even met anybody here. But they are not on strike with their tutors, so they are in session. But all the administrative staff, as you have seen, are all out of office. If you go around our library, our works and estate, our kitchen and pantry, our works officers, they are all out of official duties. Okay,
so the general idea is that you are demanding for better conditions of service. What are the specifics?
Thank you very much, Zoe. See, we are thinking of, first of all, our entry point when you are employed as a first degree holder in colleges of education. In the analogous institutions, comparatively the universities, first degree holders are placed at level 17, and we are asking same.
What does it mean to be on level 16 and level 17? Does it come with extra benefits? Help us understand that.
Of course, of course. If you're on level 16, your basic salary is lower comparative to being on level 17. You know, in Ghana, your SNITs depends on your basic salary. Your income tax depends on your basic salary. Your allowances whatsoever depends on your basic salary largely. And even your market premium depends on your basic salary. We are talking about what we call the generic allowances, such as transport allowances, housing allowances, overtime, and various allowances that are generic to our call of duty, which our employer himself know. It's spelled out in our condition of service, but it says to be negotiated. We have gone on the negotiation table, discussed it, it's agreed in principle, but as at now, no implementation is effected by the employer, which we are asking for. We are also talking about interim market premium arrears, which the government is owing us, and we are asking them to pay. As you can see, this is John Rogers Library, and that place too is under lock because the staff are not available, except the senior management person, the librarian, but she may not yet be at post also. If she's at post, it might have been temporary or small open, but just for her to have access to his office. Correct. But for the non-teaching staff who are supposed to be here, they are off duty.
Still on the Accra College of Education, non-teaching staff are on strike. I presume you are non-teaching staff. Are you?
I am.
You are sitting down at this cool weather. I mean, it rained last night. You are enjoying the cool weather.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the non-teaching staff of all colleges, 46 colleges across the country, is on strike. and we have spoken to about 5 issues that we expect the government to call us to the table to dialogue on. So at the moment, we are the task force of the non-teaching staffs Accra College of Education. So we're just here to see how and to monitor how our members are following on the strike.
So if you have somebody who is not going according to plan, what would you do to that person?
There are measures that he has to answer to. Yes, so that's why we're here.
Is day 3 of the strike, and we know you have a sort of a shift system with students coming, some vacate, others come. So estate accommodation, if the strike persists still, when are students supposed to vacate and when are the others supposed to come? Tell us, give us an idea.
So immediately what we're having is that level 100 students have finished their exams today. By tomorrow they're supposed to leave campus, and by Sunday level 200 is coming back to campus with level 300. So they will now continue the calendar. So this year per se there is no break per se, because we're no longer having an online teaching with students. Every student is supposed to have a face-to-face teaching. So that's why Prinkov together with government have designed a calendar whereby there will be in, out, depending on the kind of level. So as we speak right now, it's level 300.
All right, so that's a report by our colleague Zoe Abobedo-Addo. Now, Duke, what do you make of this? I mean, we've had this issue with other institutions, you know, striking and going back and forth with government, wanting to, you know, fix their various, you know, things that are due, perks, as it were, of their job that are due them. What do you make of this story?
2 things. So first of all, this issue is, you know, it affects a certain group of workers in our country who nobody actually pays regard to, the middle level people. So in every institution, people think that you just need students and teachers to run. But within that cycle of the institution running, there are always, I mean, that middle level manpower that needs to work. Those who keep the classes clean, those who ensure that there are microphones for the lecturers, those who ensure that the accounts running, procurement, those who ensure that everything runs as it ought to run. Their work is, and in the case of colleges of education, those who ensure that the students are fed. You know, so their work is so quiet and seamless that you will think that they don't exist. And for me, that's the genesis of the problem that we have. It's so bad that you see that the institution has, I mean, virtually ground to a halt, virtually. I mean, if students want to research for their assignments, they go to the library. No, I mean, I'm sure they are treating the pantry people as essential service. Otherwise, they wouldn't have breakfast, they won't have lunch, they won't have supper. You get the point. And if someone has a problem with the accounts and they need to correct it, they go to administration. There's nobody. You get the point. So it's a big problem. It's a huge problem. I'm, for once, relieved that for the first time in a very long time, it looks like the NLC is becoming a moribund institution. Moribund institution in the sense that there's a meeting, always they are on the side of government. Meanwhile, NLC is supposed to be an arbiter. But always they are on the side of government. And once and increasingly, we've had institutions, these labor unions violate their orders. CENTSAG. It went on and on and on and on. They went to court back and forth. But for the first time, we have at the point it was the laboratory technicians. It took Parliament's Health Committee to resolve that issue. So I'm happy with that. For the first time, there's an organization, there's a labor union that has decided that they are going to respect the order of the what do you call it, the National Labour Commission, and act in good faith. Act in good faith in the sense that they are suspending it temporarily and they are going to engage the people involved, GTEC and others, so that they can come to some form of resolution. So for me, that's good news. And I think that their good faith should not be wrapped back in their faces. Government should ensure that they do what... Because why? This is a fruit of all of this penchant for changing of names of institutions without doing the things that need to be done to ensure that they operate operationally there is some efficaciousness or there is some kind of efficacy with the operational changes that needs to come with it. We decided some years ago that we no longer want to have diploma awarding training colleges for education. Now we want to have so that there is no difference between whoever goes to a training college and goes either UCC or UEW for a BEd, Bachelor of Education. Now everybody in a college of education is actually studying for a Bachelor of Education. But what practical changes have been done? They still wear school uniforms. They are still fed. They still go for prep. Who does that in a tertiary institution?
Exactly.
So it's the same secondary school. I mean,
so it's like a post-sec
rudimentary. That rudimentary life in a post-secondary training college, secondary school, which is still there. Nothing much has changed. We saw them in their school uniforms. We saw their dining hall. They are waiting for dining time for the bell to be told so that they go to the dining for breakfast. Who does that in a university? In tertiary. Some institutions have feeding plans and the rest, but it's so well structured and so if we are going to be serious about this, we need to be serious and get this done. It's the same thing with these technical universities. We decided once again that we want technical universities. We just changed the name. Go to these institutions, with the exception of, I think just recently a loan was passed, 24 million euros to give them equipment at the various technical institutions. That's good. But what kind of retooling have we done? And that's also very important. I spoke about middle level manpower. When it comes to, I mean, so many people are, right now, the middle level artisanal jobs are being taken by West African neighbors, most especially Togolese. Tiling, carpentry, masonry. A lot of these jobs are being taken by the Togolese. Why? Because they do their work with so much precision. You give a Ghanaian tiler a job to do, it finishes and you can't even close your door because the tiling has not been properly done. You get the point. It is the technical institutions or these.
You have described it aptly.
Yes, because I had an encounter with one person recently in a project. On a project that we worked on in Tsunami. We are done and we can't close the door. 2 days, and if you are even looking for him, you can't find him. You get the point. So I mean, I was insisting. My mom was saying, "Oh, this guy, let's go for this guy." I said, "No, the money must go into a Ghanaian pocket." He comes and he disgraces me like this.
Oh, wow. And can you imagine you have to give your mother her stone.
Yes. So now, I mean, on a subsequent project, I don't think I will have to, make any case for anybody again. But that's the level of the technical. That's what the technical investors supposed. That's high level training for some of these artisanal jobs, mechanics, welding, all those ones at those levels. Go to KTU, go to Sunyani Technical University, Boga, Accra, the one just here. You know, they're also running marketing and marketing courses. When you're supposed to be doing the level, hardcore level, middle level manpower, that's what they are doing.
But that also means the instructors have to upgrade as well.
Yes,
lecturers, I suppose we should say,
yes,
also have to upgrade, which is why I get.
But it's so their work is so hands-on that I don't see why, for example, their practical lessons, they can't be taught by certain craftsmen.
Actually, I agree with you.
People who have
skills,
who bring industry experience, and you need somebody with a PhD mechanical engineer who cannot even change a ball knob in a car. That's the person who is teaching them. We have those problems. Theory, you get the point. So if we want to make this institution, I'm veering off a bit, but if it's the same problem with the colleges of education that we're having with this, technical universities. We've changed their names, Accra Poly to Accra Technical University, Sunyani Polytechnic to Sunyani Technical University, Kumasi Poly to KTU, Kumasi Technical University. But they are running marketing courses and running commerce. It's not that it's bad, but you must stick to your core mandate. The core mandate has to be upheld. Middle level manpower for our technical and practical needs, and they are not doing that.
I also feel as part of the teaching, I don't know if it can be taught, attitude. Because because you see a lot of the thing, you wonder if it's skill.
That's a huge thing.
Or a skill deficiency.
Artisans,
or it's attitude.
Easter is coming, especially the dressmakers and the tailors. If you give them the material, forget. You get the point. So
I don't know.
It's all part of it. It's because a lot of these skills are learned informally, right? You see, a lot of them are learned. A lot of them are learned informally. So I'm happy that now we have a crop of I mean, people, graduates who finish the university, who get high-level degrees, and they still go back to learn the practical things. So that they can run. There are so many of them who are bound now. This is after doing their degrees, they go back to learn the basics, the practical aspects. With a combination of the two, so that they fly high very well. M-Sims is an example.
Yes,
so many
M-Sims, where Ghana, you notice
the quality, the quality, and then the precision, the wholesomeness of their corporate structure with which they are working, and how high. So much. A book is good, education is good, school is good. So you see, you combine. Imagine all of our street tailors and all those people. I was recently watching a documentary on Savero. You know, they produce the best suits worldwide.
Years of training they go through.
The kind of training
just to make a suit like what
the training that they go through.
You don't just get there by.
So you and they are making it. Someone was saying that for artisans, they see the face of money every day. Unlike those of us who are salaried workers who wait till the end of the month to see money. You get the point. So if you have an artisan who has the best of his skills, is on top of his job, has good attitude,
they can go far.
And that is, and they are the ones who can create 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs for people, train them. Okay, you get the point. That's why we create the jobs in the economy, not civil service.
All right, on that note, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at what has taken place in the northern parts of the country. Very disturbing reports. Okay, stay tuned. This is Breakfast Daily on City TV. Now, yesterday, disturbing reports emerged from Zakoli about a massacre of 9 persons, from what we understand so far. Had to do with some conflict between Fulani herdsmen and some residents of Zakoli. And they were killed in quite brutal and gruesome fashion. Now, let's take a look at this report, and we'll come back and discuss.
A whole community was on fire and people were running helter-skelter. It was the Fulani community at Zakoli, the first community from Yendi to Saboba that was attacked. When City News got to the community, women and children were seen wailing and crying as their homes and properties were burnt to ashes. One man was burnt on the face. City News then called the Yendi police, who came and helped evacuate the injured. When the team went round, about 9 people were seen lifeless. Several others injured were conveyed to the Yendi hospital by the ambulance service. The assailants, suspected to be concumbents, allegedly burnt all the homes and properties and even took away motorbikes belonging to the victims. Some community members have been narrating the incident to City News.
We are just lying down in the houses. Plenty of us are sleeping. So later I hear some women and children, they are running out of the house. So it made me wake up. So now I also came out, and then we saw some concumbents with full armies. They're all well armed. And then they started, when we just saw them, they started burning the Fulani people properties, and then they started killing some of them. We even want to stop them, but the way we saw them with full arm, we have nothing to. We can't stop them without anything in your hand. So we just stand there and then watching them. They started killing some of the Fulani people trying to run away. Then they chased them. They killed all of them.
We are waiting for the police to do their job. We shouldn't leave them, because we are all human beings and we are Muslims. Maybe if they have different motive behind it, they should prepare. We are also coming. We are also coming. We are the women. But the Fulani, they take care of our animals. And the animals doesn't belong to them. It belongs to us. So we don't see why. I don't support crime. If a Fulani man does something that is not good, come and report to the community chief, and the community chief will hand it over to you. Why should we just come in as an attack, shooting people, burning houses? Look at the people that they kill like fowls. Why is it so? So if this Dagomba man should have retaliated because the animal belongs to him, it could have turned to different issue.
A member of the community who was able to narrate to City News what happened.
Ndela so'ol ngo benia kan kawum kan ner bakanna ben kanan tipa bi ngo ko de so'ol ngo benia ka bu vogo yi ka bu oni bum bar moto ma oba on tien yeli kan yi sizini on tien yeli kam bang ni yeto ama kayeto abeli nyel malfa puntay kan nyaka bi ma luna de sa kan guyina ntizani roba ma benza loba lo shelkola kan zane dini kar lang mal pa lor ma sane ka shebe bi nyanga kanna kan nerba pamu kama nerba tabi nerba ayi mbi o nyanga kan kanyo so amani bin nyol ma kan bang a bin ngona tobo bin nyel di sa kan pu 40 pa sar so ngon jama o minimma ka kan nan to go mazali di sa ni kan la ona ba sampa ma sane ka kan nan to dama kazan ma cin hal na yiri din pali nyanga man bele.
Some women in the Fulani community also spoke to City News.
Anyaya bi la ban yi la kana ma bi kana yeli manel ba kam na jig malfa on yi ku ma min yi kana ku ma nya ke nyini yi nzoy yi ona gugu ma o yew malfa pay o cengenti luy ke nyini ma o lebi gugin lebi lala ke nyini ma yi sin na dolo ke gugu on cengina yi.
This woman says she has one child and he has been killed.
Bari gote konko kibio konko.
All right, so that's the report we have for you, and very, very heart-wrenching and completely needless, completely needless. And we have a story here on citynewsroom.com, and basically it's just, an in-depth breakdown of what happened there. An attack on residents of Zakoli in the Yendi municipality of the northern region has left 9 men dead, while several others, mainly women, were wounded. Some properties were also set ablaze in the attack. According to reports, the attack came after allegations that some armed robbers had attacked and killed a Konkomba man. Now, there's a suspicion that this was a retaliatory attack on Zakoli. Right, our colleague Mohammed Alabira is on the line with us. He brought us the report. Mohammed, good morning.
Good morning, boss.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I am doing well.
All right, thank you for joining us this morning. Now, what's your current update on what's happening in Zakoli?
Yes, currently I am on my way to the community again. Okay. Unfortunately, I am caught up in between the communities in the rain. Currently, I am standing in the rain, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay.
So I am currently still on my way to the community.
Okay. So from everything that you heard yesterday, what is your personal gut feeling about why this incident happened? Because if they say that there were allegations of armed robbery, why is the assumption, why are they making the assumption that it must be this particular group of people, the Fulanis, and therefore we go and attack them instead of singling out the person who committed the crime, attacking the whole group of people?
Thank you, boss. That is what baffles everybody that we don't understand. In the first place, where they claim the armed robbery took place, it happened between Yendi and Zabzugu. And wow. Zakoli is on the Yendi-Saboba route, so there are two different communities. They are not even linked on near each other. So we did not understand why, or nobody understands why this attack happened in the community. Seriously, it is a very sad story in the community.
Yeah, and so what does this sound like? You have a feeling from talking to people on either side whether there's going to be reprisals for this?
Now, for now, no. Nobody is talking of any reprisal attack because the Fulani community, currently there is no man there in Zakoli community to talk of making a reprisal attack on any community again. today is very terrible. It's very terrible. What was worrying is that, these days, or this time, is the children of the Fulani people who normally follow the cattle to the bush. So after the time it happened, nobody knows the whereabouts of the children and the cattle in the bush. The children could have been killed in the bush, and the cattle maybe just cut, or maybe the cattle too will be shot at. Currently, nobody knows their whereabouts. So I am on my way to the community to find out actually what is on the ground after today.
What are the security people saying?
Yes, the security yesterday when we were in the community with them, we had information that the Concombers are on a rampage, trying to attack other communities again. So quickly, the security moved to see if they could still meet them in the bush. They started making calls around the, Yendi Church boundary with Saboba, Kerpuni, and then Zamzugu. So they started making calls around to see if there could be any joint action on them. But for now, there's no arrest with regard to what happened yesterday.
Okay. Now, we understand that last night there were heavy rains. Do you have any update on this, whether people have been displaced and what's happening to them?
Yes, for the community in Zakoli, the governments are staying in that community, and the Fulanis the governments are the neighbors of the Fulanis. The Zakoli community, they are there, and the Fulanis, they are just outskirts of the Zakoli community. And but not a single room was left. So as to where the children and women and children there were slept last night, yesterday there was heavy rain. As to where they would have slept, nobody knows as of now, unless they were being accommodated by the government, that community.
Okay. Do you know if NADMO is in action, or you've not heard anything about them?
Currently, no, I have not heard anything. Actually, from yesterday, I went back to Bimbila to break my fast. So I am now going back. And if I do get to Yendi town, definitely I will make sure to see what NADMO is doing.
Now, these random attacks like this would typically, fester for a while. So even when people are saying that, well, they are quiet and they're saying that there's not going to be any reprisal attacks, some people will be angry, some people will be very hurt, some people will be planning and scheming. What do you think needs to happen so that we don't go back into a cycle of, the tribal wars again?
Yes. What needs to happen to be done is that the security has to be on their alert. Because again, like I said earlier, the Fulani community is called the fair boundary with their neighbors to the government. So the cattle they are taking care of in that community do not belong to them, the Fulani. They belong to the Dagombes and some other tribes over there.
Okay.
So as of now, seriously, nobody knows the whereabouts of the cattle and things. So definitely, if the security is not up and doing, the unfortunate could happen again.
Yeah. Mohammed, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so, Kokui.
This is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you wonder, because the reason we're hearing is that there was a robbery, right? An armed robbery, and the Concubas came to kind of fish out who did it, but then they ended up killing these 9 men.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder, is that really the reason? Is there something else that's been going on?
Yeah,
because that's
sounds
quite
like
a
there's something
brutal
else behind
retaliation,
this.
isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're looking for a thief, and as one of the residents said that on the Dagomba side, who said, look, what we normally do here is you go and see the chief.
Yeah.
You ask for assistance in fishing the person out. There's a way we do things. There's a whole process where we understand each other. So for them to come and do this, it almost feels as though there's more to their action than simply we're looking for a thief.
The police needs to round up those who did that. Yeah. Thankfully, there were eyewitnesses. People saw what they came to do. They need to round them up and get them to explain their actions and get them to pay for this.
Yes.
Because this is plain murder. There's no way you can. There's no way you can explain this. And even if there is a problem, you have an issue, you have a grievance, you've been robbed, go through the structures. Go report to the police, go to the community as the gentleman said, there are things like that. Go to a community, speak to the chief, speak to the owners of the land, rather than to go and do what you did and
cause which could erupt into something
something else. If the Dagombas also decide, and you know, Yendi, that enclave. If you look at the Small Arms Commission's report, there are a lot of weapons in that because of the Dagbon issue, the crisis, which thankfully for the past 2 years has been resolved with the new Yana in place. But that doesn't mean that all the
tension has
okay. Yes, so people still have arms in their rooms, and this according to the Small Arms Commission's report. So that's a very volatile region. If push comes to shove, and people decide that they are going to react, it wouldn't be good. We don't want that. The place is being considered for development under the Iron and Steel Development Corporation. The iron ore deposits are Shani, which is close to Yendi.
Yeah.
This is a project that could potentially transform that part of the country. But no investor will put his money into a place where there's strife, where there's conflict. So quickly they need to work on that. And about that, I mean, all the way from Techiman, Kintampo up north, there's a certain perception about our brothers and sisters whose main preoccupation and job is to head cattle. There's a certain perception about them when it comes to some of these things, and I think that is what fueled that. But I mean, every man must have his day. I mean, before the law, you cannot just go there and then say that yes, and pick up arms and
even if the thief
administer mob justice or instant justice.
Exactly.
Administer instant justice.
But you see, even if the person who was the alleged thief was a Fulani person,
you don't visit.
You don't visit on an entire community of people.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Even if the person, even if the person is caught in flagrante delicto, if the person is caught, what we say, the person still has rights in court, or the still has rights in before the law. So you don't just act like that. It's not. I think the police. This morning I spoke to the commander there. He says they're having a series of meetings, and that's why he couldn't speak to us. But it's a task for him. They need to fish out these guys. Let them explain their actions and put them before court, because it's not, and so that its ripple effect will serve as some form of a deterrent to all those there. This is it's a farmstead. Yes. I don't even think it's a community properly. So it's a farmstead.
Yes.
This is a place that needs development. It's kind for development. Yeah. We all saw the pictures, and this is not what will bring the development. It will rather bring retrogression.
Take them down. Yeah.
Very tragic.
Very unfortunate.
Right.
Very unfortunate.
We'll keep following that story and bringing updates.
But just to round it up for us, I mean, what can we do to sort of, break some of these perceptions that fester these kind of things?
I've seen that it depends on the group to do more than to do more to get people to, because you see, even apart from that part of the country, places that are known for ranching,
region,
Ashanti Achim, Agugu area, Afram Plains,
constant battle.
Always between the indigenes and the herdsmen over, I mean, who is destroying whose farm, who is, taking advantage of people's wives, who is threatening people and all of that. So it's a deeply rooted perception that they need to do something gradually to change that over the period. I'm happy that there's an association that has tried doing that, and there are some of them too who are in very, very top echelons of society now. A second lady, for instance, and so many other people, and others. So they can do that to change the perception.
And the police as well, should be up and doing it, not just in this instance where they need to nip it in the bud, but if people feel like they have a grievance against someone who's a Fulani herdsman for, and like you said, and it's not being addressed, and they start to take matters into their own hands. At a point, well, if the police isn't going to take care of this, I have to protect myself, I have to protect my family, I have to protect my livlivelihood. It doesn't bode well, honestly. The security services.
And it's not only a Ghanaian problem, it's a sub-regional problem. Nigeria, the Middle Belt, serious. Places like Benue State and the rest. serious. People, I mean, always there are clashes.
I think it's very unfortunate because, you know, because they are nomadic, you know, and they're constantly traveling, and they're not necessarily seen as belonging to any particular place. You know, that's part of the problem, you know. So anyway, well, we hope the security services will get on it hard and fast and resolve all of this. Duke, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.